See, everybody talking about that shoe stuff again, that foot stuff. I think it was overdone. I think it was overdone for many reasons. I think it was supposed to have been over. I think it was supposed to have been over. I think it was overdone because I think it was detoured a lot. And when you do something like that, sets over, sets gonna be involved, like producers and everything gonna be. When you do it that long, that same thing that long, it's like somebody kept looping something that shouldn't have been looped. You're gonna eventually fall into temptation, setbacks. It's gonna be setbacks. It's like being in the studio. You're in the studio and everybody getting high in the studio. And the producer or the engineer, which might one or both, or might be both in one. He get high with you. You never get nothing done. So it's like that. That's what I say. So it's kept being postponed because everybody was too busy getting high. Wasn't nobody really focused on the job. That's why you can't miss business with pleasure, bro. You can't miss business with pleasure. That's what I say about it. I really do believe that it went too long. To me, at this point, it's damaging. It's damaging. At this point, it's damaging. Even though I did it traversely and all that, it's damaging because you, first and foremost, I always looked up to Jesus. So I always admired Jesus. And we were taught Jesus was a virgin and all this and that. This before I got into that deep study. So I probably started noticing something off about my relationship with women probably around 14, something like that. So I really didn't, I knew not to overly, because they act weird after I, dealt with them. So I didn't move like the average kid would move when it came to women. So immediately I started practicing celibacy. So by the time I got in my mid-20s, outside my ex-wife, I was pretty much celibate. I didn't deal with folk like that. Outside my ex-wife and the girl before, Sam, or Samantha, whatever. Samantha, y'all. And I was always kind of with the one woman man and stuff, so I was always busy hustling. Y'all, man, it's celibate, bro. So then when my ex-wife did what she did, I was celibate. And then going into this test, when you celibate, when you celibate, I don't know how everybody else do it, but when you celibate, you ain't doing that because blue balls ain't real. So when you celibate, you ain't doing nothing, And so by this time, your forest done went to sleep. Done went dormant, basically. Went to sleep. So you get pulled in that test, and then you force yourself to have to do it. It's really self-rape, bro. That's the way I feel about it. And then the little sounds that were going on, they say that monitor spirit. That's right. Monitor spirits. Monitor spirits. They're monitoring spirits. Monitor spirits. That's what they are, you know what I'm saying? And they'll get on your tap, 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 tap. Man, it was damaging. I'm gonna be real with y'all, it was damaging. Because the thing about it is that when you do something like that, when you go your life disciplining yourself to the point where you can look at a woman without lusting for her, that take a lot of training within itself. So you get 38, 40 years old, they want you to put that on. They want you to put that costume on full-fledged, and you ain't really put no practice in. You would have had to been a lustful person in some sort of way to actually make that any kind of entertainment. Otherwise, it was harsh. It was devastating. It was terrible. It was painful. It was evil, dark, sinister. It was straight out of hell, bro. And it was mind melting. It was just overbearing. I told God, I still tell God, I said it damaged me a little bit. It did. It damaged me. It damaged me. It almost paralyzed. I done been shot. I done been through a lot of stuff. And that right there almost gave me PTSD. It sure did. Oh my God. I remember waking up sometime knowing I had to do it and just feeling like I want to throw up. Because you forcing somebody done perfected lust. Sex is the first drug known to man. Somebody who done perfected lust. And then you put somebody in a situation and you tell them to lust. And they ain't never lust in their life. They had good reasons on not even thinking about lusting because of the way they were built. They wasn't even built to come here to live no life like that. And you put them in a situation and then you re-navigate all their women. Somebody tortured me to the best. Somebody tortured me in ways, and they say there's some kind of hell box, purgatory box, whatever. But from what I understand, it wasn't supposed to be nowhere near this bad. Somebody tortured me as if they lost their soul a long time ago, and they really took it pushed it to the limit. They pushed it to the limit, overly pushed it to the limit. Oh, it was triple overkill, bro. And so it's like we take this from you, we take that from you, we take your life, we take your energy, we take your lovers, we take your wife, we take your flame, we take your child, and we're gonna make you humiliate yourself. And you better do it. Or we ain't gonna let you get no rest. We ain't gonna let you, we're gonna make you stay in this house. We're gonna make you stay in this house with no bottom on your shoes. We ain't gonna let you get no food. We done kidnapped you, we own you, and we gonna beat you and abuse you to the best of our ability. So for me, it was just damaging. I only did it for God, though. The guy got his, I didn't mind doing it for God, but it damaged me a little bit, though. It damaged me a little bit. I'm gonna have to meditate. I know a lot of people might laugh about it, but it ain't funny at all. It ain't funny at all. Not that. Then they doing magic. That's really what it was. They were testing that little thing, testing magic, which is understandable because I guess they were trying to really get to the bottom. It felt like it was a group of people doing the magic that typically would do it all the time. But it felt like it was another group of people watching them so they can get, I know they was. I know for a fact it's a group of energy in the physical that been doing this to people secretly. But I also know for a fact there was a group in the spiritual monitoring those people so they can write them up, give them warrants. And they gave them all warrants for it. So that's why I had to do it. That's the reason why I had to do it. It was like, okay, you'll make the light of God do this test and laugh about it and humiliate it, but we're going to get y'all all warrants. Now, he going to have to figure out when to stop on his own, basically. So, it was a nightmare.